All right, guys, hopefully you had an amazing new year. Hopefully it's been, what are we into it? A couple days now into it?
Yeah.
Hopefully you had a great time and you are ready to go for this year. 2023 is going to be amazing.
Yeah, we always like to take a little time to reflect and kind of really reflect on the last year. And we're going to dive into that on a future episode, like all of our sales, dig into our profits, dig into, of course, all the numbers. But we just wanted to come back on real quick and, say Happy New Year and talk about our last flip that was a Christmas bonus, which was really nice.
That's right. And give you a little recap of our Christmas, New Year vacation. We got away, got with some family, had some crazy stuff happen. So we were going to recap all that. But before we do that, you want to jump into the flip, what it was?
Sure, we can jump into the flip.
Let's do it. So the day after Christmas, we got the cha-ching, and it was a good one. It was $8,500 for the other TurboChef. If you guys remember, we bought two of these on the road trip over the summer. This was the second one that actually sold, paid $400 for it, and sold it for $8,500 on December 26th. So what a great Christmas bonus that we got. We actually were out of town when that happened. So we had to come back at the end of the vacation, which we didn't rush back. Our stuff.
We did come back a little early. We wanted to come back,
We
which we'll
did.
dive into that in a minute, but we wanted to come back a little early. And then also you didn't put your stuff on vacation, right?
I did not. And a lot of times, instead of going on vacation, I'll change the handling time on our store to go for 10 days or 7 days, whatever we're doing. This time I did not. And we did have a sale come in the day after we left.
Right.
And I emailed the gentleman or the person who bought it and said, listen, we're out of town. I can get it shipped out at the beginning of January. If that is unsuitable for you, please let me know. I'm happy to refund you. It was a pretty good sale too. I mean, $250 for 3 little tiny ballasts. So it was a cool flip, and I never heard back from them. So I marked it as shipped. And then when I got back, I shipped it out the day after we got back, and no issue with it. Nobody reached out and said it wasn't acceptable. So yeah, that was okay. But typically when we go away, we throw our shipping and handling on a longer handling time. So the buyer can expect when they actually go in there and it shows them when to expect the item, it shows, hey, this person, it doesn't really say they're on vacation, but they say expect it, and then it gives out like 10 or 15 days out.
They're expecting it that day. At least if they're, they should be looking at that. I look at that when I buy something, especially like on Amazon or eBay.
How quick can you get it?
How quick is it coming? And you're hoping it comes faster than that date, but sometimes it's out there.
Absolutely.
So double checking that, and that's what they see whenever they're going to go buy it. So you just change the handling time.
Yep, exactly. And I didn't do it this time. If I forget to do it for some reason, like I said, I reach out to the buyer, say, hey, currently we're out of town. I can't get it shipped out until we get back. I'm happy to give you a refund if you need it quicker. If you don't, I'll get it shipped out as soon as I get back. And a lot of times, 9 out of 10 times, the buyer usually says, yeah, don't worry about it. Just ship it out when you get back. I haven't had a lot of people tell me, no, I need it immediately. So, which is cool, but I like to change the handling time so it is done and the buyer has great expectations.
Dings on eBay too. eBay doesn't like it if you don't ship your stuff in the time frame that you're allowed.
But a little loophole on that, if you do end up in the same situation we were, you can actually go in and mark it as shipped without adding the tracking number, and eBay will mark it as shipped in your time frame that you're supposed to. You can mark it as shipped, and then when you get back, you can actually still print the label, and then the label will be attached to it and it'll ship out. So yeah, try not, like I said, it's not the best.
Don't want to make a habit out of it.
Not the best practice, but it's the kind of the loophole, the way that you can get around not getting something shipped out is marking it as shipped.
But
so
don't do that all the time with a lot of different items.
Absolutely.
So did we say what the item was that we sold?
TurboChef, yeah.
Okay.
So we bought 2 of them over the summer, $400 a piece, and this was the second one that sold at the end of the year, right after Christmas, sold for $8,500. So $400 invested, and we sold it for $8,500. Love those returns. So excited about that.
So I broke down the numbers. So like you said, 8,500 sold. The cost of the item was $400. The eBay fees were $453. And then the promoted listing fees were $451. Shipping cost total with materials and the label was $148, which left our total profit to $7,048. So
I love it. $7,048, just over $7,000 for a $400 investment, guys. That is amazing. I love those ROIs.
And one thing that people a lot of times they can't stand the eBay fees. Obviously, we don't want to pay eBay fees, but they see that large number and they're like, for $800 to eBay, nobody wants to pay that. But when our profit was $7,000, like we don't have to go out of pocket that $800 until the item has sold. So it's,
Absolutely.
we're not doing that ahead of time. Our only cost is the item itself.
Yep,
so.
exactly. So like a lot of stuff, you actually have to pay for the marketing ahead of time, and then hopefully you get the results. This is not the case with eBay, which is cool, but it's, you're paying extra money. Nobody wants to pay money out.
I'm not saying we love eBay fees.
No,
not one
but
bit.
at the same time, at least we are not paying until it sells. So eBay's doing their work to get it sold, and then once it sells, we actually owe to them after it sells. So, which, yeah, like I said, nobody wants to, but it's part of the business for sure.
They need to make their money, so that, I mean, they like to have their hands in everything.
Yep.
And now that we're getting to these higher thresholds, they're starting to hold some of the funds, which we're going to dive. If you're in our Flip University Freight course, we're going to be diving into that soon, because we want to talk about some of the stuff they've been holding in a little bit.
Yeah, they have different thresholds now, guys, that they are actually
managed payments.
Since managed payments took over, and this is just recently, they're actually certain thresholds of money. They're holding on to it until the item is delivered, and they're giving the buyer on this specific item, they're giving the buyer 3 days to inspect the item before they say something is wrong or something, everything's okay, before they're releasing the funds to us, which is crazy. It's ridiculous. It's just,
we get it if you're a new seller, but if you've been
exactly
established and you're selling
somebody who sells this stuff on a normal basis, this should not be going on. But you know what it is what it is. eBay still by far is the best platform to be able to sell this stuff on. So kind of play by their rules right now, unless enough sellers rise up, either leave or, petition, whatever it is.
Shopify store.
Exactly. So right now, I'll just complain about it a little bit, but not that much, because eBay still, they're the best platform to be able to sell this stuff
for the stuff that we sell.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that was our breakdown of the numbers there. And you said, that we did the 5-day shipping handling time.
Yep.
And that was just a nice Christmas bonus. And we just used the time to kind of reflect over the year. We did have something kind of crazy happen over Christmas break, which I feel like we should talk about, because I mean, I don't know, like something on about being on a podcast. It's like you guys keep coming back and listening, so like you're part of our lives.
Yep.
And it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of crazy.
It's a little more personal. Yeah. So we actually did a trip with our family. Melissa's mom lives in Colorado. So we actually did a trip up to Colorado. Melissa's grandpa, who is 92 years old, lived in Atlanta, and with her aunt, and we made the suggestion a month or two ago that we might pick him up and take him if he wanted to. Pick him up and take him to Melissa's mom. He has done this for 14 years.
Yeah, they used to go out there all the time with my grandma. They used to make that trip out there, so we thought if he wanted to go, we would pick him up. But craziness kind of happened, and we were almost to my mom's. We were 20 hours into the road trip,
3 hours away from
my mom, and he ended up collapsing in the bathroom. Did CPR, called 911, and it's probably a little traumatic. But he ended up passing the next day. And we feel a peace about what happened. But I don't know why we feel the need just to share with you guys. But it was, I don't know, it was kind of a crazy thinking about this whole Christmas, and I don't know, just reflecting on it and his life and how many people he's impacted and how many people he shared Jesus's love with, and I don't know. And did you have anything?
No, well, if you guys don't know, we're Christians. His wife passed away. We called her Mimi. She passed away 6 or 8 months ago.
April,
yeah. So she passed away 6 or 8 months ago. He was terribly missing her. We totally believe he will be reunited with her once he goes to heaven. And that's one of those things that we have peace about where he was going. He was ready to go. Definitely not the situation we would have preferred it to happen. But it happened, and we got to spend those last hours with him through the whole process. So we're thankful for that.
Thankful for our relationship. We were very close with him and my grandma. And I don't know, I'm very thankful for the relationship we had with him, and just thankful for all the time that we got to spend with them. Yeah. And we spent a lot of Thanksgiving and Christmases with them. So when I was a kid, and then when we were married, that was the first thing I said, you got to meet Mimi and Boppy. Mimi has to meet and approve of all the spouses. So anyway, so we just want to give a little bit of a tribute. It's been a tough year. It was a tough year. We lost your mom.
Lost
Mimi and Boppy. It's been a kind of a crazy year. So we're excited for this next chapter, 2023. Sorry if we brought things down a little bit, but just wanted to kind of share some things that we went through over Christmas. If you're on our email list, you probably read a little bit about that and about my boppy, and then but maybe didn't know like kind of all the crazy details.
Yeah.
So
And then even at the end of our trip, we all caught the flu, which was not horrible, but we had a good 2 or 3 days of not feeling well. So crazy end of
2022
the year. It was crazy. So we are super excited. Everybody's healthy now. Everybody's excited for the year coming up. Melissa and I are super excited for everything that's going on in our business. So we have some great goals. We'll get into another podcast. Great goals for the flipping business. Cannot wait to actually take some action and get some stuff moving and sold and bring you guys some awesome stuff.
What is one of your goals for?
Yeah, definitely
2023?
listing a lot more of our higher profit items. I have a lot of high profit items that are sitting and not listed yet. 2 of them in specific I can think about. I know I have one that's $15,000, another one that's $10,000 to $15,000 that are sitting that I have not have. I don't have them listed. One of them is a lift that I've had for probably 2 years now. Still have not got it listed. So my goal is to get some of these higher profit items listed that I have, get that inventory up so we can bring some higher profits in. That is my goal. We are shooting again, which I think we don't have all the numbers in yet, but we are just below our 100,000 threshold that we are trying to hit in the flipping business. And
you just need to add a couple more hours and you would totally get that. You just got to get some more stuff listed.
And we'll talk more about that. But to be honest with you guys, we're only working on the flipping business probably 5 to 10 hours a week. We're not throwing a ton of hours into it. And for us to get even in that range of $75,000 to $100,000 is huge. The other thing is, when you hear resellers or you hear people talk about them being able to, sell $300,000 on eBay, $500,000 on eBay, a lot of them, you have to look at what the profit margins are. For our profit margins, we average 65 to 75% profit on our items. So when we say we made $75,000, that profit is not that much below that, which is really cool. For a lot of resellers, like we have a friend who sells on Amazon, and he does like $3 million a year in business, but he takes home this profit margin is only like 10%. So when you look at that, a 10% profit margin versus a 65, 75% profit margin, because of our business model, it's cool. It's what we like. Now, I can't convince our friend to do what we do because he likes what he does, but we really enjoy what we do as well. And it's one of those things that, makes it that much better, much more rewarding for us to be able to do what we do 5 to 10 hours a week and still be able to make some really good money. So we're excited about that.
Yeah. One of my goals personally and it's really both of our goals for the whole business is to get our standard operating procedures down to
SOPs,
science, so that we can really get some good content out there, and then I don't have to work so much on the stuff on the back end and behind the scenes, all the tech stuff. So hoping to get all that in play this year. So is a good goal.
Absolutely. So, what about you? What is your goal this year, guys? If you have not made any, write them down. We want to definitely tell you to sit down, think about them tonight. Write some goals down for your flipping business, for your whatever it is, your family, whatever it is. Make some goals that you guys can accomplish.
And let us know what they are. Give us a shout out on social. DM us on Instagram or Facebook. You can find us all the things. Flea Market Flipper. You can find us. We're just about everywhere. So let us know what your goals are. We want to help you get to those goals.
Absolutely. So guys, if you're a returning listener, please, we would ask, it'd mean the world to us if you guys would give us a quick 5-star review, rate and review this podcast. We absolutely appreciate, we respect your time. Thank you so much for doing this, spending time with us. And like I said, if you're return listeners, please do that. We'd love that from you guys. It'd mean the world to us if you could take a couple minutes.
Love to keep this podcast ad-free if possible. So we're going to try to do that if we can do that. So we thank you and appreciate you guys so much.
You guys rock. Guys, thank you so much for watching this, guys. Check out this next video.